Hello again. Welcome to another episode of Azania in Therapy. I'm your host, Tabantlaka. Today, I've got a special guest, a co-author. We've written a lovely book with 31 other people. She's an entrepreneur. She enjoys communicating, a businesswoman. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome my guest today, Amanda Masuku. Hey, how
Thank
you
you.
doing?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you doing, Savang?
I'm all right. So where are you now, by the way? What part of the country are you
I'm back.
in?
I'm in KZN. I'm home right now. I'm home, but I travel back and forth between Joburg and Durban, depending on business and where I'm needed and where I'm required at the time. But since it's winter, let me stay to KZN for
In
now.
Derbs. Yeah.
Yes,
No,
in Durban.
I've got the book here. I've got your chapter here. So I read it, and
Yes.
yeah, I see. The comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. How come you chose that
Yeah.
quote to open your chapter?
Because I loved the comfort zone for a very long time, and through my corporate journey, I've always looked for the comfort zone, thinking that maybe I'll be safer, I'll be protected. There's less probability of me not being employed. So I loved the comfort zone, but after a while and in my journey, I realized that actually it's very comfortable and it's beautiful, but you as a person, are you growing, are you being challenged, are you evolving? And that's what I would always grapple with throughout my journey. I would find that as much as I was comfortable and I was making money, but I wasn't growing as fast or as rapid as I would have loved to grow. And depending on the organization that you're in, sometimes on the different levels that you're in, your growth is stifled strategically, and sometimes not strategically. Sometimes it's circumstance. So for me, I just felt more in control of my destiny when I'm not in a comfort zone, when I'm out of the comfort zone. So that's why I chose it like that, because I think a lot of people can relate to that quote that ish, it can get comfortable, but ish, am I evolving as a person? You know?
Yeah,
So
it'll be
yeah.
like those tech companies. There are certain brands. They were in the comfort zone, leading the market with
Yeah.
BlackBerry, and but with time, they had to get out of the comfort zone. So that makes sense. And I mean, you studied communications, a bit of psychology, and
Yes.
now you're into business. How
Ish.
how do you get into that?
It happened by mistake, honestly. For me, when I was in college, I thought I'd be a psychologist. That was the plan, that was the goal. But throughout my studies, I realized that being a psychologist is heavy, hey? I respect
You,
your words,
you don't
Sabang.
like the
Like, I
heavy
respect.
things.
No, at the time, just being a young 21 to 24-year-old, I thought to myself, ish, imagine being 25 and up, and like I felt like it's more of like a 40 plus kind of career, because like the
Yeah.
maturity level and being able to just detach, because I feel like I'm very empathetic. Actually, I am very empathetic. Some stories really affect me personally, or it feels like I try to help people, and as a psychologist you got to detach, so from then on, I realized that maybe this is not for me. But because my degree was comms and psychology, meaning communication and psychology, I thought, let me go into media, which is something that I'm naturally gifted in, and that worked quite well. That worked quite well. The business part of it happened by accident, because in my journey, well, actually, before I got employed, my mom introduced me to Forex. I had no idea what it was. So she attended seminars and said, hey, maybe you're interested in this. So she thought that maybe because Durban at the time, it had very few opportunities for employment. So she thought, you know what, since you are in Durban, why don't you just try Forex for now until you get employment? So that's what I did. And then so I studied that for a year, and then after I saw how difficult it was, I decided to start my journey in my career in comms and communications. That's when I got employed in Johannesburg, and that's when my career kind of started out. So when I went back into business, it was because I was retrenched at the time. And then I said, no, let me try out business. Let me see if it could work. Let me try out Forex. Let me try out a bit of that. I really didn't know what would work for me. I just wanted to try a bit of everything and see where I would land, you know? So that's how my journey happened in business accidentally. It was definitely not my intention to get into business. It happened by accident, and here I am.
Yeah. Yeah, and before we go into your business journey, right? So reading your story, I mean, you tell you tell the story about Forex, right? You tell how your mom gets you into Forex. I can even picture you getting ready. You know, this you are funding there, ready to trade.
Yeah.
You are watching the American elections. Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton. You're thinking Hillary Clinton's gonna get it. And then you get a shock, right? And then people are laughing at you. And then so you tell that story, right? And the lessons, and maybe share a little bit about more, like, what do you remember about that? You know, how come you also chose to tell that story, you know, about, you know, you remember particular things about that time in your life, and why tell that story?
Yeah, well, I wanted to tell that story because I feel like when a lot of people are interested in Forex, we are sold a dream on social media that it is instant gratification, you'll make money just like that, you'll become a millionaire. And I think I had that preconceived idea, and I thought I have this thing at the back of my mind to say, I was smart enough in school, you know, I did pretty well. So surely, whatever I put my mind to, I should do pretty well too, you know? So I thought that with the background of having studied it for a year, and I gave myself the time to grow, that I had mastered the psychological part of Forex. And I hadn't. You know, I hadn't even realized what risk management is. I hadn't set a goal in terms of what is my risk, what is my reward. I hadn't done all of that work, and I didn't realize that I needed to really put in a lot of work in that. So I told that story because psychologically, every person who's tried Forex, they have lost money, you know, and it's just the reality of the situation. So I wanted people to understand that, yes, as much as you can lose money, and you will lose money, at the end of the day, it's a process, it's a journey, just like every other business. It takes time. You got to find your feet. You got to learn what works for you, what doesn't work for you. And also there's different sorts of personalities that go with different strategies. So it's a whole process of learning about yourself as you are learning the market. So I wanted people to get a sense that, hey, I've been through it, you know, and sometimes I do still go through it, but hey, I'm here on the other side and it's working much better than it was then. But if I can put in the time and the effort, anyone can do so as well. And it is very it is a business that will give you the returns that you're looking for if you're willing to put in the work and the efforts, which a lot of people are not willing to do because of how it's advertised on social media. So that's why.
Are you still trading?
Yes, I am. I am still trading. I love it so much. I'm very passionate about it. I didn't know I'd be this passionate. Hey, going strong. Hey.
And
some days are good, some days are bad.
Yeah, I like what you're saying about the idea of, you know, how it's often sold, right? That, you know, it's this instant gratification, instant money and all that. But, I mean, you make a point that one should have a plan. And maybe to speak to more towards that. I mean, what do you think about plans and business? Do you know how important are they? Should one, you elaborate on your idea. Why should people have a plan, you know?
Yeah, a plan is very important because if you don't have an idea of how much you want to earn, where you are going with the business in and of itself. Is it a short-term goal that you're trying to achieve, or you're trying to fund another business that you are interested in, maybe, or are you trying to fund a particular lifestyle that you want to live? What is your goal? Are you just trying to get through the month and get your bills paid or groceries? Because there's different plans that you can have. You know, you have people who are full-time employed and who are trading, and their plan is just to say, this is my vacation money. you know. And then you have other people that say, oh, this is my other long-term investments alongside others that I'm pursuing. And some, it's just, hey, I want to live off of this every single month. It must be my main source of income. So you have different types of people who are looking for different types of outcomes out of that. That's why I wanted to stress that, because I didn't know at the time, or rather I did know, but I didn't really put much thought into it, that you can actually still be full-time and trade, you know. It doesn't have to be something that you do 24/7. It doesn't have to be your 9 to 5, you know, or your, you know, whatever the time may be. So it's very important to just know what are your outcomes, so that you can plan around that, and you can give yourself the grace when you fall to get back up and to keep on going, you know, because it is a progressive journey. It's not it's not an easy it's not an overnight journey. It's a process. It's definitely a process.
Yes. Yes. Then again, you make the point about risk management, and so we should have a plan, but we should also manage risk. How come that is important?
It's very important to manage your risk, because I think from the beginning I thought that if you have a sum of money, that you put it all into the market and then you trade from there. And that's not necessarily the case. You can divide your money into however parts that you need. Let's say, for example, you have 10,000 Rand. We can invest 1,000 Rand and grow it from there. And if, let's say, you lose it, you still have another 1,000 Rand, you know, subsequently like that. So you can invest maybe 2K at a time, whatever you're most comfortable with. The key in the market that I realized is that you need to invest the amount of money that you're comfortable losing, because if you do that, you actually make better decisions. You do not invest money that you can't afford to lose. Otherwise, you'll have a situation just like mine, where I was really stressed and not having a great time in the markets and making stupid decisions because I had put more than what I had ever put before. You know, so risk management is a huge part of trading, and I think that's where a lot of people get it wrong initially, because they invest too much money in the market and then it vanishes, and then they say trading is a scam, it doesn't work. So it's very important to just risk what you can afford to lose.
Summoned by greater and lesser pleasures, a man decides daily between dirt and treasure. The visionless ones only stand to fall, but brave are they that meet the core fight. Persistently superior and lesser loves whisper, but safe are they that recognize danger. Victorious is the man who learns to master fire, so learn, dear sir, learn to stand for truth in fire.
Yeah.
Yes. Speaking about scams, I mean, do you have people approaching you and telling you about Forex and how this is a scam? Show us how much you earn. Do you get where's your Ferrari and all those things?
Yes, so I have myself and trading friends. So I have trading friends that we support each other through the process. So we still get inboxes on our Instagram of people trying to trade for us, of, you know, people trying to just crazy inboxes that we get, and others who know that we are traders but who say, oh, but I expect you to be living a certain lifestyle. I remember when I was really still in the early stages of my trading, I was still taking a bus, you know, to Joburg and back. And they were like, traders do not take buses, traders fly. So, you know, so there's that preconception that you should be a multi-millionaire, you should be living a certain lifestyle. And it's not the case with every trader. Most wealthy traders are low-key. People don't even know that they're trading. And then others are driving normal cars, because there's different levels to it and there's different outcomes to it. And then you have your others who are very opulent with how they show off their wealth and success, and for various reasons. Others because they're trying to pull you in to use their products and services. Others because, you know, they deserve it and they want to spoil themselves and they've worked hard, you know. I've always said to myself that, I think I'll be the more conservative trader who doesn't show off their wealth. But at the same time, through everything that I've been through, I understand why people buy that Ferrari to,
So everybody,
to show everybody that, hey guys, I've been through it,
the people are doubting them. Yeah.
Exactly. But you know what? I may say that, but I think I'll be more conservative, but I might just also do the same and buy myself a luxurious car, because I understand the journey. It's a process, and if you've been through it and you're on the other side, it's so rewarding. And you know what?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
And the other thing, maybe just lastly on this one, right? I'm curious, what is the average trader like? What the average trader? What's their lifestyle like?
The lifestyle is very, very boring, actually.
The average, yeah, where do they live? What do they drive? How are they? Not these ones who are trying to, sell us dreams.
The very average trader wakes up in the morning, they check the financial news, what's happening on the markets, they check their laptops, they get onto their daily work, which is whatever they're doing as a side hustle, or if they're a mom, or whatever they're doing. But trading, once you've mastered it, you just need the first 30 minutes of your day just to check the financial news, and then to check your charts, what they're doing, to see if you have a setup going. And then from then on, you continue with your day. If there was a trade, you place your trade. If there is no trade, you don't place a trade. You carry on about your day. You have times that you check your laptop to see if your setup has formed. If it doesn't, you don't do anything else. But if you haven't mastered trading, or you're still trying to find your personal strategy, what happens is that you will spend a lot of time in front of the laptop, and that is required. You do need to spend a lot of ridiculous stupid time on the laptop. People will think you're crazy, because what happens is that you have to test all strategies that you come across. You have to test them out. You have to figure out what works with your personality traits. Are you a short-term trader where you like to take quick profits and you're in and out the markets? Are you taking long-term trades? Yeah, all of that. So you have to go through the process, and it takes sometimes, depending on if you have a mentor or not, it can take anywhere from a year to 5 years, sometimes even 10 years. I mean, I've been in and out of trading because I honestly didn't think it would work out for me. So even while I was in corporate, but I stopped at some point because I thought, no, this is not for me. And then I went back to it. So after 2020, and then that's when I was able to actually focus all my time. So it's really, really find out what strategy really works for me. Like, take your time and just figure it out. And once I found my strategy, literally, I don't spend more than 30 minutes in front of my computer. I'm looking for my setup. If it's there, I trade. If it's not there, I get on about my day. I live a very, very boring, normal life. So most people won't even know that I'm a trader, So it depends with different types of people. It depends on what kind of life you're living. I plan to be a work-from-home mom and wife. So I'm training myself to be that sort of person where I don't need more than 30 minutes a day on the charts. And then if I'm coaching, which I also plan to transition myself into a coach, then I'll also spend some time with my students at that time. But for now, I just don't need more than 30 minutes to an hour a day on my chart. So it differs for different types of people. But in general, that's how it usually is.
Yeah. No, that sounds good. You said most people don't know you as a trader. What do they know you for? Author, co-author,
They know me for my branding business. Well, my branding business started, the thing is, I didn't want to position myself as a trader back in the day, because the bad name associated to a trader is that you're a scammer, you're always broke, just like any person who's starting a business, you are broke. And, so I didn't like the look of it. So I prefer to put my branding business before me. So people know me as just the girl who's doing the branding for you. If you have a small to medium business, she'll do your branding for you. So they know me for that. And now that we've written this beautiful book, now they know me as a co-author. But some others think that I'm a motivational speaker. But that also comes from the YouTube channel that I also do with how we speak about faith and inspiring people and stuff like that. So mostly branding. Those who know me in corporate know me as a communications officer, and then those who know me in business just know that it's branding and sometimes trading, and so it's a bit of everything, depending on where someone has met me. Yeah.
Yeah, and with your writing journey, so I mean, you chose to write this. You chose to write. I mean, you titled it at my journey as a businesswoman. And
Yes.
so, what has life been like since the book? What happens when people
Yes.
read your chapter? And so what feedback have you gotten?
Oh, I've gotten such positive feedback. It's been so encouraging. I didn't like I've started my writing journey because I really wanted to tell my story in terms of what I've been through as a trader. And when this opportunity presented itself by Dr. Boitumelo Peta, I was so excited because I had already had material put together, but I wanted this opportunity to be almost like a little highlight of
Mm.
what I'm going to put out in future,
A
because there's a lot
taste,
of
a teaser. Eh?
yes, yes, like a teaser, yeah, because there's a lot that I want to talk about this trading journey and just this business journey in general, that people and just breaking stereotypes about this journey, so that people who really consider it, that they really understand what it takes and what we go through as normal day-to-day traders who have who are not coming from a rich family, who are really really doing it because we love the hustle and we love the benefits that come from it, so as the journey of a writer is something that I'm currently pursuing and still pursuing, and I will take out something in the near future that just shows what trading is about, what it really takes, to become successful, and what I've had to go through, as just from an honest voice. I think that's what people
Yeah.
really need, not the flashy Instagram,
Yes.
but an honest voice.
I definitely think that would be like a refreshing take, because I mean, there are all these ideas, but that's why I was asking you, what does the average trader's life look like? And I think such a piece of information, such a project will help in really
Yeah.
demystifying the confusion. And so I definitely, I think it's something you should work on. But maybe anything that I was supposed to ask that I didn't ask you, something that's on your heart that you feel like we need to know about either the book or business, or being a woman in business.
Oh yes. Firstly, there's a couple of things, but I'll focus on this one. That I would really, really love women to understand that there are different ways to make an income. If you find yourself in a position where you're unemployed, or you're thinking of exiting employment for whatever reason, do consider trading in the forex market, but do understand that it's a process. It's not an overnight thing. There are wonderful teachers that are South African based that you can communicate with. Even if you inbox me, I'll refer you to others as well. I also do some training, but I know others who are just on another level that I would prefer that others go to first. I feel like for me, I would like to focus more on the psychology part of it, because I didn't realize that trading is 80% psychology and 20% skill. So for skill, definitely I'd like to prefer them to people like that. Like, I know a lady that I love on Instagram. Her name is Stacy Pigmentation. She calls herself Stacy FX. And she works with Pabalo. There's a lady called Sasanda. She doesn't offer any training, but it's proper people who are really doing it for the love of trading, and many others as well. And I'd also just like to mention that trading it's a process. It's a process. And if you see me taking a bus or an airplane or if you see me traveling overseas, or you see me anyway, just know that, listen, I may have money, I may not. It does not mean that, hey, I'm living now a life of a multi-millionaire. I may or I may not, you know. So some traders, they don't like to show. Some traders do like to show. It depends on your personality type and what you, how you position yourself out there. For me, I just want to be a shoulder to lean on for any young woman or any male or any female who is interested in the industry and who really wants an honest voice. So that's what I'd really, really love to share with everyone out there.
Amanda Masuku, co-author, businesswoman, thank you very much for taking the time and sharing some insights with us. We look forward to chatting again and looking forward to seeing that book and everything else that you're working on.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. And to whoever doesn't have it, please get it. Real Life at Business Minds. It is so inspirational. Even myself personally, I've been reading stories. I've also read your story, Tabantlaka, just about how it's important that you write your own story. So I'd also like to encourage other authors out there that please do write your story. And those who haven't written their story, please do write your own story. Your destiny is in your hand. We hold the pen. Do it. You can do it. Anyone can do it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Taban.